Hey guys, we are live, I do believe. Hey Brandon, good to see you. What's going on? Not a heck of a lot tonight. Actually, what I'm doing is setting up a new Pi, and I just decided on a whim to go ahead and start a stream just for the giggles of it. No particular reason whatsoever. I thought I'd hang out with you guys and we'll see how it goes. Not sure whether we'll actually win tonight. Sorry, I'm just getting the last thing set up. I'm still getting used to this live streaming API. I think we're good. I think the audio and the video should be coming through to you. Let me know if it's not. But I have a brand new Pi 3 and I have just set it up. What I did is the NOOBs, the new out-of-box software, and went ahead and set it up on the monitor, and it worked. No issues whatsoever. Hey, Thurk. Thanks, Brandon. Very much appreciated. Thanks, guys. So I set it up on the TV monitor. No install issues. I set up, the Pi 3 has Wi-Fi on board, so I set up the Wi-Fi and then I just unplugged it from my monitor, and I actually have it running off the USB from the PC, which is probably a really bad idea, but it should be good enough for tonight. And we'll go ahead and we'll see if we can update it. The update went, and I am cheating a little bit. What I do is in the background you can see here, kind of not really, there. In the background you can see I have a notepad document. This is how I cheat when I'm setting up a Pi, and I just kind of set everything, all my commands are in that text document, and it makes it a little easier when you're setting up a new one. And you can just go ahead and copy them in. So I did the sudo apt-get update, and now we'll do the upgrade, which hopefully isn't going to take all night. With any luck, it'll be half-ass quick. Once we're done those, we'll go ahead and set it up for VNC. I was able to SSH into the Pi, no problem, right away. You don't need any fancy setup for that. I just went to my router and got the IP address, and the login is Pi Raspberry. And now that that's set up, once we get through the upgrade, really? Nothing to be done. I must have one heck of a new NOOBs software. I just downloaded it today. It was like 1.1 gigs. So we're completely up to date, and then we'll go ahead and I think we're gonna install Tight VNC server. We'll go ahead and install that. Hopefully that works. And then we can VNC into the Pi. And of course I want to continue. I hate this new keyboard. Driving me nuts. And once we get that done, then we can get into the remote desktop. And ideally, what I'm going to do with this Pi 3 is set it up with just a fresh install, all the basics, and then we'll do a benchmark test on it. We'll test and see, does the Pi 3 actually run hot? Like a lot of people are kind of concerned and touting that the Pi 3 runs way hot. We'll do a max out CPU load on it, and we'll just see with my infrared camera how it works. We won't get to that tonight, I don't think. I'm just a quick broadcast here tonight, guys, just for the sake of hanging out with you guys. Let me know if you're able to see the audio and the video. Hopefully it's still working. Stream health still says we're good. Brandon says, sounds like a good plan. Thanks, man. And a few little quirks and quarks, but the basics, definitely the VNC server, number one, install. And number two, we're going to do install FTP on it. And I don't think we'll go into any other, I don't know what we'll go into tonight. This is a fresh install, and I don't normally do this. What I normally do is, because I've been using the Pi 2s for so long, I just flash an image to them that I have my images saved. I did a video on that. And it's so much easier. But I think we're good. Thurk said, any project plans with it? Yes. So once I do the benchmarking with the heat, verify how hot these things run, I think what I'll do is I'll use this in my portable classroom project and not use the Pi 2, just because the Pi 3 has the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on board, which is actually lower power than external dongles running two of them, and just simpler because I get all of my USB ports back. So I'll put this into the portable classroom project. I think that'll be the plan. How much RAM does the Pi 3 have? I don't even remember off the top of my head, to be totally honest. Is it on the box? That is sad that I don't remember anymore. I've lost all track of all of these models. One of the guys in the chat will probably clear that up. I think, let's see how, OBS not getting all of it. There, that might be a little better. Nope, 1 second. How can we fix this? Reset size? That might work. And it's that's still not showing you guys the entire. Well, let's just try this. Nope. Let's try this. Nope. What the heck? It's no good if you guys can't see the commands after the fact. Yeah, no. It's no good. This is the thing with live streaming. I wonder why it doesn't show all text in the command line. That is annoying me, and I must simply solve that. Add window capture. Try that. Yeah, see, that one's working. So kill that one. There. There we go. Hey, Zach. Can Debian or Mint Linux run on, hold on, the new model? I know they're running a Jessie. There's a Jessie Full and a Jessie Lite, and the Raspbian, and then all the OpenELEC and everything else. I'm not sure about the Debian builds. Not positive on that. I'm new to the Raspberry Pi 3, same as you guys, to be honest. You guys are probably a heads up over me. So we'll go ahead and see. I forget how to set up the VNC server. Oh yeah, there we go. And I remember you can't set the full password, so we'll set it as Raspberry. 2 R's. Would you like to enter a view-only password? No. Golden. Creating a startup, starting applications. I think we should be in good shape then. And we should be able to fire up. What was the 200? IP address 200, and it should be port 1 with any luck. What the heck? What's going on here? I think we're good. Boom! There we go. You guys can't see that because I've got that annoying window capture in the way. There we go. We are VNC'd into the Pi. No problems. It is fast, it is responsive. This is a complete virgin install other than setting up the Wi-Fi before I switched over to SSH, so I think we're in good shape. Thank you, John. 1 gig. Thought it was 1 gig, but I was tempted to say something else. I don't know why. RC Flyer. Hey, RC Flyer, I'm just messing around with a Virgin install of the Raspberry Pi. What we've done is we've updated it, and then we proceeded to install the VNC server so we can remote into it. The Pi is sitting here beside me, just plugged into the PC, nothing else, nothing special, not even on a dedicated power supply, so we can't draw a lot of current through it. But we're fired up and it's working. I think we're in good shape. So I'll go back to my commands and we'll install FTP because we're going to need FTP at some point in the near future. So it's sudo apt-get install ftbd, and of course I want to continue. Why is this really hate this keyboard? I should switch this thing out. And this will install everything we need for file transfer protocol on the Pi. So then we can FTP into it from anywhere using Total Commander or FileZilla or whatever your favorite FTP client is. Makes it easy to move files on and off the Pi. And if that works, I think we should be in pretty good shape. We can start installing and personalizing it, which I might do. This is a Virgin install. Like I mentioned earlier, guys, I normally don't do Virgin installs. I usually use an image that I already have, which saves me a whole lot of headache in the long run. But let's see if we can change this to Pi Desktop, and we'll activate it, and we'll order it up. Edit the scene, make that a little smaller. There you go. Now we should have the Pi Desktop working. Hiller Stream is here. Hey, good to see you. Zachbog, wait, no Wi-Fi or Ethernet. How are you networking? Because the Pi 3 has Wi-Fi on board. You don't need a Wi-Fi dongle. So yes, we are on Wi-Fi networked into it. No dongles, nothing in the USB ports. We have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on board. So yeah, one of the beauties of it, why I'm thinking I'm really gonna like this board. Potentially, I'm not sure. And oops, that's not what we want. This thing is really responsive. I have to say, I can already tell it's significantly better than the Pi 2. But now I just have to remember how to move. I want my menu on the bottom. Yeah, that's better. And then what I want is somewhere down here you do panel settings, and we can add things we want to see. This is a little different. Panel applets. So we want CPU usage. We're gonna add, this is the beauty, you hit add and then you can add all kinds of other cool stuff. So you can add battery monitor temperature, CPU frequency front end, CPU, but we definitely want temperature because this is going to interest us. And then we're going to, let's move that up. Move it up so that it moves up by the Wi-Fi. Let's move it ahead of the Wi-Fi. Up. Way up. Oh, I guess that doesn't work when you go that far up. You need to go, there we go. So now we've got CPU temperature monitoring in Celsius, and then we also have the CPU usage, which I'm a little curious about. So I like that up beside my temperature. Come on. There we go. So now we have temperature and CPU usage. No problems. And then Wi-Fi, that's important. Time, we're going to have to set that a little better than what it is, but we won't worry about that right now because who cares? And yeah, you can add all kinds of whatever you want in the taskbar in Raspbian, and it's kind of handy, pretty simple. And And Zach said, didn't know I already had a 3. Yeah, I just got it a couple days ago. I got it from Adafruit, and so far so good. This is the first setup. It's working. It's about all I can say at this stage. And yeah, I think we're in good shape. So now we're set up a little better. This is more like what I like my Raspbian to set up otherwise, other than the get rid of the raspberry effect later, but we'll see. And our C Flyer said, I heard about that new Pi. It looks awesome. Might have to get one and add it to my 3D printer for live remote controlling it. Absolutely can. No question. And the Raspberry Pi 1B Plus works fine for Astroprint, Octoprint. And they're going pretty cheap. Absolutely, Zach. I have no doubt they're going to go really cheap now. Much, much cheaper now that the Pi 3 came along. So all capable boards, incredible little boards, love them. So actually we might as well install Python right now. What window have I got? There we go. Let's SPE should be Python. That should be the Python environment. We're going to need that for some programming in the future, and it should install without a problem. And I think once that does its thing, we'll be in good shape. Completely virgin install here, right from the ground up. What the heck? And what are we going to need next? Oh, there's so many things we're going to need. Not that. Actually, right away, my advice on the Pi, eventually you're going to need a browser, and what you want, or what you likely will want, is Chromium. And it doesn't come by default. So for those of you who like Chrome, we'll install Chromium because just love it. It just works as a browser. And awesome stuff on Astroprint. Good stuff, guys. I actually should have left Python till later. I forgot that's going to be a pretty big install. I didn't really think of that. Yeah, in the meantime, we can... No, we can't. No, we'll just leave it like this. That'll finish up. In the meantime, we can chat. Catch up with you guys. I don't get to talk to you enough. I'll bring that a little bit bigger. There, that'll be better. Both allow you to network to your computer. Awesome stuff, Zach. I haven't used either Astroprint or Octoprint. I should check those out. I'm still using good old Repetier right to the computer. Alright, we're in good shape. So, that's complete. We'll do sudo apt-get chromium. What? Invalid operation chromium. The heck? Really? That's weird. Why is that not working? That's weird. It's not case sensitive on that, is it? Weird. Well, we'll do that later. We will do that later. In the meantime, let me look up what else we want to do. We won't install much of the SDR stuff yet. We've got Python on board. We've got FTP on board. We have it updated and upgraded. VNC is working. let's go to the next files to get ready for the stress testing of this to find out how hot does the Raspberry Pi run. But for that, I can't remember the files, so I've got to go find them. There we go. Actually, it should be just... Oh, I see what was wrong with Chromium. Duh. Didn't do the install. However, this may mean... What? Not available. Oh, well, fine. Whatever. Let's do... We're going to install the stress program. And that's going to allow us to stress test the CPUs on the Pi. Yeah, it totally should work, Zach. Yeah, thanks. I definitely did forget the install, but you saw the error. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know, man. Totally weird. That would be the last program I'd expect to disappear, but we can get it right from a repo, no problem later. What the heck is going on here? Juggling way too many windows here. Alright. I think we have stress on board. This is really bugging me. Where the heck did Chromium go? Weird. No installation candidate. Bizarre. That is totally weird. That some things are just strange. Alright, so we should be able to now... I don't know whether we want to actually do it. We can't do any stress tests right now because I don't have this Pi hooked to a dedicated power supply, but we can see our frequency and we should be able to monitor what is the commands for. I think that's... I thought that was right. No, that's not right. There was a way to watch. I'll have to go back and look. For some reason I seem to have lost the command. We should be able to see the temperature with this command. We're at 42 Celsius on the CPU. So I'm going to have to go back and find out what happened to... Oh, here we go. I found it. This should allow us to watch. Okay, good. Now we're seeing the frequency bounce around. I haven't overclocked this yet, but for a split second there, I saw this. Yeah, there we go. It did bump the frequency up. We're rocking. It is working. And yeah, I don't think we can do a stress test on this. It might crash my USB bus. To do a stress, since we installed stress, all you do is the command stress -c for all 4 cores, and it will indeed max out all 4 cores and just womp the snot out of this poor thing. And then you can input this command. Why can't you see my mouse cursor? That's annoying. The command where we watch it, and then we can watch the watch VC gen command, measure temp and measure the frequency, and then we can watch it knock the crud out of itself. And we will do that when I have my thermal camera set up, and we'll see how this thing cooks. Oh, thanks, Zach. Zach says we've got to do sudo apt-get install chromium-browser. Is Zach right? Nope. Next. Facepalm again. This is the fun of messing around in Linux. It's just the way it's gonna be. But cool thing is you don't actually, to be honest. Oh, we don't have the Pi store anymore, do we? I don't think we can. The Pi store is defunct, so we can't just go and bring one in. Well, I'll look it up and we'll find out Yeah, that is weird, Zach. I have no idea, man. That's bizarro. I don't understand why that's not working. It totally should work. It always did in the past. I think you're right about the dash browser, but yeah, John, thank you. I think you're right. I think you're gonna have to wget it for sure. We'll do that later. We don't need the browser right now. We're not going to be browsing. And to be honest, the existing browser does work. It's not the end of the world if you had to stick with that. I personally love Chrome, but we'll see. It's going to be what it's going to be. But this is the out of the box with the noobs. So other than I've added the Python, and we're in good shape. So there's a few other. I think we're gonna need Audacity on this for editing sound files and stuff, which is super handy. So, oh, sorry, my bad. You guys can't see that. There we go. Sudo apt-get install Audacity, and that'll do its thing. And Zach said we do have to. He Googled it. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll install that later. But for now, we're set up out of the box. That's just us messing around. How long did that take to get a Raspberry Pi 3 up and going? No time. Now we're set up with all the remote access that we could want. With the remote desktop is just killer. And we have the basics. We have Python on board. We have the stress test program on board, which is what I need to do my next testing. And we're in good shape. And it comes with everything else default. So Noobs out of box software, no problem. I downloaded the full install, the 1.1 gig, not the offline install, or the offline install, not the online one, because I didn't want to plug this into Cat 5. Tasty tidbit: you can't configure the Wi-Fi if you're doing the light install, which is only like 30 meg or whatever to go online and download the files. It doesn't work with the Wi-Fi on the Pi 3. I tried first. I was all excited. I'm like, what if the Wi-Fi works out of the box? And then we only need to download like a quick Noobs install. No, you have to. The Wi-Fi doesn't work until you have the full OS on board, which is it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so be it. And not sure. You can run an Ethernet cable to your room. I'm not sure what you're doing with it, but you could definitely grab a Wi-Fi dongle for $10. And Zach said you have to wget on Pi 2 and 3, maybe all of them now. I have to try on mine. So I can tell you on the Pi 2, I didn't have to wget it on the last image I made. The Pi 2 Model B that I did just maybe 60 days ago. I didn't have to wget that, but maybe it's clearly changed. It's different now anyway. All right. We are in good shape, guys. I think I'm going to call that a night. That was fun. we're officially set up and ready to give this thing. Well, we're going to sign off anyway. Do you guys want to stress test it and see whether this... No, it's just going to crash my USB bus. I was tempted. If we put it all 4 cores max, I think this thing's going to draw like 2.5 amps, and it probably will kill my PC. That wouldn't be a good way to end the stream. So what I'll do is I'll get this over onto the dedicated power supply, and we'll give it a try. Actually, I need a new dedicated power supply. This one's only up to 2 amps, so I'll get the 2.5 tomorrow, and we'll plug it in. Then we'll hit this thing with a full stress test and just whack the snot out all 4 cores, and we'll see how hot it runs with my infrared thermal camera, my FLIR i7 proper industrial camera. And we'll see whether all these reports that they run too hot are true. I don't believe they are. Adafruit did an awesome job of doing a little report on one, but to be honest, my camera is significantly better than anything on a cell phone. I can trust the measurements down to, well, to the degree, no problem. So we'll give it a go. We'll see how it works. And RC Flyer was asking, does it matter what kind of memory card I use? It depends on what you're doing, but stick to a class 10 or better card. Don't use an old slow card. You'll just be frustrated on some high-speed stuff. Like streaming media, believe it or not, the card does have a pretty serious effect. Like if you're running OpenELEC, I tried running it on a cheap card and didn't work out. So yeah, just class 10 card. Away you go. They're cheap now. And I'm just going to move the chat over so I can see it. Zach's finding it hard to keep up on the Pis. Me too, man. I wasn't even going to buy a Pi 3 except for I had to for this temperature testing, and I think it's going to be really good for the education, my portable classroom project. It's going to be fun, and we'll see how it goes. But so far, this thing is screaming fast. I have no problems with it. Other than, I did click on the Epiphany web browser before and it didn't open, which I thought was weird. It didn't launch, but it seems to be fine now. Defaults to DuckDuckGo. And it's working. It's a little slow rate. It's a little slow finding gibberish. But Thurk's looking forward to the stress test. Awesome. All right, guys, I am going to shut it down here, I believe. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic night. It was cool hanging out with you guys. Really love you guys. Love my time with you guys. Hopefully this worked out good. Hopefully this helped someone just see the basics of setting up a Raspberry Pi 3. There's not much to it. It's kind of like watching paint dry, but it's sometimes good to see the frustrations, like when you try and install something. Hey, why doesn't it work? That should work. Although we didn't... Oh, we did get to the bottom of the Chromium. It is a wget, so... Cool, guys. I will check you out on Monday on the live show. Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy yourselves this weekend. Make something cool and share it with the world. Cheers, guys.